Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk about friendship. I have spoken about friendship in the past. What happens is in life, you start making friends maybe at the age of 4 or 5, whenever you've gone to school. You just know you don't even know to give it a term like friendship, but maybe in class, KG class or first standard or something, you start meeting people, you know them, and then that friendship, some of them friendship develops by the time third standard, fourth standard, fifth standard. You have best friend and not best friend, and I won't talk to him or I won't talk to her, and cut tea and all those things. When slowly friendship evolves, largely not all classmates from school become friends, not all of them become best friends, right? So same thing happens even with cousins. When you have many cousins, maybe you have 20 cousins, you pick up 2 or 3 near your age or whatever reasons, and they become friends with whom you confess a lot, you hang out a lot, you maybe had your first smoke, maybe you watch movies with them, right? All those things happen with slightly elder cousins. But again, not all of them become best friends, especially if the gender is different with cousins. Then it becomes even more difficult. I'm not saying it does not happen, it does happen, but it is a little, I won't say far more difficult, it is a little more difficult. Same thing when you enter college, you make friends. Very surprisingly, I am not in touch with more than 10 people from college and maybe 20-25 people from school. Again, gender change, I am in touch with 5-6 girls from school and maybe one girl from college. That's it. And even that is hardly a friend, in the sense there is a Facebook friendship. It's a hi, hello, happy birthday kind of a thing. And I have not gone to Facebook for a year, so I have definitely missed her birthday. So has she has also missed my birthday. So these things happen. So are these friendships? I don't know. These are friendships come acquaintances, right? So you know them. Then you attend each other's wedding, you know that a kid was born here, kid has got educated, kid has gone abroad, kid has got married, right? You keep hearing about these things. So some people come into your life for a particular reason. God wants to send a message to you. He sends somebody and takes them away. This going away is a very funny thing, because some going away is a death, right? If some friend dies, then that friendship just closes. Some friends just go away from your mind, right? So out of sight and out of mind. You don't meet them for some time and then they go abroad or something happens, they don't keep in touch, you don't keep in touch, you don't call them. Some calls go unreturned, they are not on Facebook, they are not on WhatsApp. Some friendships just end without any great fight or anything. Friendship just ends. They've got different ideas. It starts right from just after school. Somebody takes science, somebody takes commerce. So there is a tendency to stick with people who speak the same language. So there is some falling apart. Again, not with any great malice or any fight or anything. You just drift apart. Some people come into your life to teach you a lesson and then they go away. For example, I had a friend very close, we would meet very regularly. He used to be a big smoker and a drinker, and I lost him about 18 years ago. And I used to wonder that how long will I be able to sit with him in the same place with all the cigarette smoke, because I was not drinking, I was not smoking, and suddenly one day he just died. He died very young. He was 6 years younger to me, so really young he died, and that's it. That relationship ended. Similarly, there are people whom I have met professionally, whether they work in mutual funds, banks, the training companies, etc. Very good relationship. It starts off well. We do work together, and that's it. Then slowly, suddenly, you do less training, you do no training. You get into all that, and they change jobs. They don't have your number, you don't have their number. Today, of course, it's easy to search on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you can find people. But if you don't want to, and if you don't have any particular work, you don't search for them. So some of these relationships end, and these relationships end very nicely without any effort on both sides. No commonality of interest. So similarly, if you're working in a company, you have colleagues who become friends. Some of them become very good friends, some of them are just acquaintances. Similarly with neighbors, Also, I find that commonality of interest could be running, swimming, gymming, photography, going on wildlife tours, could be anything. There you meet a lot of people with commonality of interest, so there is very rarely a similar age, right? So at 60, I could meet somebody who is 20, somebody who is 40, and somebody who is 60, right? I could meet all of them. The commonality with the 20-year-old stops when the trip is over. The commonality with the 40-year-old stops when the trip is over, but the commonality with the 60-year-old could continue. Similarly, when the 40-year-old gets busy, then the 60-year-old and 40-year-old don't really remain in touch. But if there is commonality of interest of going on wildlife tours, it won't stop with one tour, it could go to 2, 3, 4 tours. That could perhaps happen. So commonality of interest could be a common hobby, common company which they work for. A friend introduces a friend, so therefore you become, so friend's friend becomes a friend, and sometimes a friend who introduced drops out and this person becomes your good friend, right? All these things happen. Are all these relationships permanent? Are they for life? It reminds me of a nice saying, English saying, that some people come for a reason. People come for a season. Season means it could be 5 years that you were working in that company together, 8 years that you were studying together, 10 years that you were studying together, 2 years that you were studying together. That's for a season. So these people become good friends for a season and then they vanish. And some people are for a lifetime. Now that is a very difficult thing to happen, and normally I have found in my life most of those friendships are school friendships. They have just lasted long. They've lasted as long as my life is. So as there are people with whom I've gone back right from school, which means I must have been 4 or 5 when I knew them, and at 60 I still remember them. I keep in touch, we talk regularly. That has not happened so much with friends from other walks, right? And there is no animosity or anything. It's just that that person does not need you anymore, or you don't need that person anymore. Can that person still call up and say, I mean, there are boys and girls who are much younger, who are maybe in their 30s, who call up and say, sir, I'm using your name for reference when they get a job. Any of these things are possible. I would not want to call them friendships. These are nice acquaintances, young kids who want to learn from you, young kids who want to teach you, right? All these things happen. I mean, all my teachers today are younger than me, whether it is a swimming instructor, gym instructor, photography instructor, the person who teaches me something on wildlife, right? All those people are younger, much younger than me. It is not about that. It is a question of what kind of a relationship is this. Is it friendship? Is it a need-based thing that I want to learn something and therefore they are friends? I want to teach something, therefore they are friends? Difficult to say. Friendship is a difficult topic, right? I need to do more videos on that. Thank you. Thanks a lot.